This is the most important week in WoW history. No cap, not exaggerating. For 20 years, we've been homeless adventurers, sleeping on the auction house steps, perched on top of the bank like pigeons. Hell, back in my day, we used the Stormwind Moonwell like a community bathtub. Though some of y'all might miss the room service at Goldshire Inn, housing is finally here. That's if you pre-order midnight. If you don't pre-order, you can still collect furniture, but you won't have anywhere to put it. It just sits in your catalog where you can look at it and think about how nice it would be to put it somewhere. It's a little bit diabolical marketing. I want to talk about why this system is the missing puzzle piece for WoW and how, before it, we were just loot goblins wandering. Now, we are loot goblins with standards because for real, there is so much housing loot that you need. I'm gonna be like, guys, I need to roll need on that because it's gonna look so cute in my boudoir. It's the same loot addiction, it's just now we have organized piles of loot in our house. Housing lets us dig into what makes MMOs uniquely cool, like having a place to be in, to belong, to live in. It's like this little microcosm of a world that's all yours that you can share socially with your friends or make friends if you haven't yet. Even little crabs by your house can be your friends. My brother, who just came back to the game after 2 decades, he lives on the other side of the world in real life, but now he lives next door. I am so invested in housing. I've spent the last several days doing Shadowlands quests and pumping up my renown and farming Addon lumber because even though there's only 2 Night Fae things in the database, I feel like they're gonna add more and they gotta be ready. Whenever they add more, I gotta be ready, right? They better add it quick because there's not gonna be anything left of Ardenweald by the time I'm done chopping. Let's look at the gameplay loop that housing provides. Usually, you get a sword. By the next patch, the sword is trash. It's a rental system. Of course, you keep the appearance of that sword, which is the reason why transmog in addition to housing is a viable endgame strategy, but let's stay on task. Housing is evergreen, which means if I get a cool chair from a raid today, it'll still be great to sit on that chair in 5 years time and feel cool sitting on the chair. If I start farming for the Nyalotha lamp today, I might be able to buy it in 2 years time. That's actually not a joke. That's real. I don't know if y'all seen this, but this thing costs 100,000 Nyalotha echoes. It will actually take you 2 years to get this thing, and it doesn't even look good. As a quick note, you do get the first one free, but if you want more of these suckers, you are paying the full 100K price tag. Anyway, housing adds so many new avenues of play, and now there's a reason to go to every single zone in the entire game, to craft on every profession that there is, to kill every boss, to farm every dungeon in every raid, and to get every rep in the game to exalted. I meant to say exalted, not exalted. I'm not tired. I haven't even started. I haven't got started yet. I don't know, like maybe they thought, oh, this will be so fun for all those chill, casual people to slowly build their collection over time, and they'll stumble upon these housing rewards we put here and there and yonder, and it's so fun, and it is fun, and I'm thrilled that you can get it from every source in the game, but like it's easy to get overwhelmed, I think, when you realize how much there is to actually obtain. WowDB is amazing for inspiration on this. It'll list what items are used in a cool build. A lot of times it's stuff you can just pick up at a vendor. 2 add-ons I can recommend are All the Things, which shows every collectible in the game, as well as decor items you can find in your current zone, and Homebound, which shows you where to find decor from quests, achievements, vendors, and now drops. And so you do not have to do this grind. I don't want to give you that impression. You don't need to collect every item. Okay, it's just try telling that to a collector, you know what I mean? I actually know someone who started playing the game 3 months ago, and she has been grinding every single day, 5 to 8 hours a day for housing items, and she has less than half of all the decor items that you can get. This is a long-term journey. Pace yourself. That's all I'm trying to say. But I think what we're gonna find out is that housing mains might end up being some of the most hardcore players in WoW. Looking for one interior designer, link ahead of the couch. And another thing, if you care about the economy, you better wake up because the market has exploded with the housing stuff. I've seen people who never crafted a day in their life suddenly leveling up all the professions because they need this and that, and the lamp and the couch and the rug, and the housing makes every resource in the world valuable again. We're really gonna have people out here standing in a moonwell weaving time-gated cloth in 2026. Those chaos orbs that nobody wanted from Cataclysm, those things are now up to 10 gold a pop. They'll probably be even more later because you need them to make smoke lamps. Yeah, let's do a strat run, guys. I need 16 Essence of Undeath and they're expensive on the auction house. That's not something I've said in a long time. Kind of gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling. Knowing that new players are being forced to farm Arcanite bars makes me feel like everything is gonna be okay. Nature is healing. Having your guild, all in the same neighborhood by the way, is just the best, though I am having trouble keeping up with Jenkins's. Rather than just seeing names on a list in the guild roster, you have neighbors, and it's so nice. You know, someone in my neighborhood actually floated their house up in the air. And online, I've seen examples of a freaking airship house that somebody made. I saw Howl's Moving Castle and a large Hadron Collider someone built. I feel like if you turn that thing on, will be put in the universe where we have mechanome druids. So basically, housing is chaos. It's art. It's a second job if you let it be that. And I think it's exactly what the game needed. And real talk for a second. If you followed my lore, you know that I have been playing on housing hard mode in real life for a while. You know, since leaving Ukraine, where my house is still, fortunately. I've moved more times in the past 4 years than most people do in a lifetime, and I'm actually, all my stuff is in boxes in the other room right now because I'm getting ready to move again next week. So honestly, having a space that's permanent, where the furniture stays the same and I don't have to pack it up again, you know, that hits different for me. I did love the player house that I had in Final Fantasy XIV, but unfortunately, that is not something I could consider permanent because in that game you have to pay rent, and my house was demolished after I didn't log in for 45 days. Getting a new house in Final Fantasy XIV is not easy. It's a lottery system, and many people go months or years and never winning that lottery because there's no pity. So having a place in World of Warcraft that I can actually call my home and that I know isn't going to get demolished, I'm not going to get evicted out of, it matters a lot. It's nice to actually have a Hearthstone that is set in stone. And in some exciting news, I'm deep in production for World of Decorcraft. Blizzard officially sponsored me to produce this big housing competition. We just kicked off on December 2nd, and I'm your host, joined by our co-judges, Annie Fuchsia and S-Fan, and the builds are insane. I cannot wait to see the final results. We are in build week right now, and the grand finale is coming up on December 10th, so don't miss it. That's going to be on my stream, twitch.tv/ZeplaHQ. And if you want neighbors who actually wave back, you should join my guild, Only Buns. We have alliance districts set up on both the EU and NA right now. As for the Horde, it's being discussed. The Bun Council is deliberating. Paperwork is pending, so stay tuned. And if you liked today's video, you can support the channel by becoming a member right here or on Patreon. And a huge thanks to everyone who keeps the lights on IRL and virtually. Good luck with your decor drop raids. Live, laugh, lumber, and I'll see you next time. Bye.